drugs.
That's okay.
I did that before.
Smart.
Oh, I feel like I always have to do it regardless.
We are live here.
Talking about drugs is fine. Showing that is bad.
That's how you open.
Exactly.
Hey, this is Perch talking, and I'm not coming from a bathroom, so that's good. And I've got Joe here, Joe Corallo, and I've got Uel Carter. Hello.
Hey there.
So it's Thirsty Thursday. Whose idea? Well, we know whose idea was that because we know the writer. But why did somebody do Thirsty Thursday? Do you think? Like, where was that?
So, someone hates me, I guess.
Yeah.
I took it personally. I hate this. I don't know. You ever like hear people talk and you just hate it? That's like a lot
all
of
the time.
Things. Yeah.
We have some. Well, thank you everybody for spending your Friday with us. A lot of great people in the chat. We're gonna have a good time and talk things and see how much trouble we can get into. But Stefan, I need to reach out to you.
Yes.
Damn it! What a crazy week this has been. But Eric Canetti, good to see you too, and everybody.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, it's good.
Yes. Hello.
It's Thirsty Thursday. I had a lot of beer coming into this, and
nice.
There was a point where I'm like, I could just do the stream on the phone from the bar, but I think that wouldn't work out so well.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, you don't want to get like your channel strut for whatever hillbilly music you're listening to at the bar.
That's true. It was a very kind of it's a go to a bar in Duval. Always happy for people to come join me there. I got to go to a con on Sunday and hang out with Chris Claremont and Jim Starlin and some good people and have some good chats. But I only bought only two people knew that I was there, and so I bought 2 beers. It was kind of depressing, actually.
Well, also, that had to be the highlight of the week, and then everything for you after Sunday was downhill, right?
100%, yes.
Yeah.
100. It's hard to say how stupid this week got. It curved back up into just silly at some point because of how stupid it was. But anyway. Good times. Well, yes, as you heard, obviously, Uel Carter, he has the Fantastic Comics channel, and we need to get him more subscribers so he gets over. You're getting there. You're almost to 1,000.
Here's my big audition right here. We're gonna prove that you want to tune in.
Okay, excellent. Oh, no, there was no more.
Was I supposed to say more than that?
I thought there was going to be more. Okay.
I'm really happy to be here and talk 80s music with you.
Oh, perfect. Okay. We're going to.
No, that sounds wonderful.
It does.
you know what people, they act like they hate it, but most of them haven't listened to it. Tin Machine.
Okay. Oh, it's
so popular to hate Tin Machine,
Well, it was at the time.
Yeah.
I appreciate that both of you color coordinated. You both have the purple shirt.
I'm getting off camera for this alone.
Okay. You've gone with Beckstar lighting for your shirt.
Yeah.
Well, the Macho Man knew how to put butts in seats, and so does Joe, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Somebody wants to prove that this is live. I don't know why. So, Joe, how do you give a sign that this is live? You.
Oh, geez. I got
Do you have a newspaper with today's date on it?
I got something.
I'm close to like back issues. That's
all right. So I think this is it's not going to really tell you the day, but it definitely puts you in a frame of the time period in comic books. I just got this mouse pad right here.
Oh, Ninjak mouse.
Of Ninjak. Look at the great Javier Pulido and the equally great Jeff Parker on writing.
Awesome. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So screw you guys. Sorry.
That's what I got just for being nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, who wants that?
Joe, how's Beckstar doing?
It seems to be going fine. She's not complaining to me, so that's good. Seems to be going well. People like it enough, at least the people who are mentioning it to me, and a few people also don't like it, and that's fine.
Okay. And people don't like it.
Yeah, it's weird. But no, I'm I'm doing well with that. There's another cover that's happening. I don't know if this is a store variant or another, or if we're going back to print again or whatever. But I know that there's another cover happening. So yeah, things are going all right.
And Uel, how's the shop doing?
It's doing well. Thanks for asking.
Very good.
Also, Beckstar, we have it in stock. It seemed like it came out like a week later than it was supposed to, or something.
I think that did happen, yeah.
And not only that, we had this UPS snafu. I think a lot of us out here did. So we didn't get our books in until actually Thursday, our non-DC books.
Yeah,
but one of the first
Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. One of the first comics I read was Beckstar #2, and let me tell you, it was quite a good read. I liked it a lot. If
broking part of the show, yeah.
Well, you might as well talk about it. It's really. No, the first issue was good to get you into the story, but it's not anything you necessarily. It doesn't tell you everything, and the second issue is doing that so that in such a way it feels that it's not going to be so draggy as the story goes on.
Yeah, no,
I thought it was done well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, I really try to keep the pace moving with these things.
Yeah, Joe, what is Beckstar's zodiac sign, or are people going to have to threaten to murder you?
I don't think they have zodiac signs in wherever the hell she exists.
Oh no,
in the Beckstarverse or whatever. The Beckverse, Star. Well, I'll figure out the name of it and then not have. No, that's rough. I just want to issue an apology now to everyone that I'm sorry I haven't done more for Beckstar stands, and I'm gonna think about that in the future. Really reflect on it.
Yep. Well, that's a good segue into the news that we had this week. So a couple things happened this week that were. This page is wrong. Hang on, let me
just one or two things happened this week, right?
Just a minute. There we go. Okay, now it's right. What do you make of all this? So how about the X-Men made a planet? What do you think?
I think it sucks.
Okay. Fair.
What's the next category?
Pride Month. Pride Month concludes. How was Pride Month?
Oh, it was awful this year. The discourse was terrible. I didn't see that much talk about flags, but other than that, miserable. Next, what's up? What's going on?
Rob Liefeld coming back to X-Force for an issue.
That's cute. He'll maybe finish it. What's the next one?
It's just one issue, right?
Maybe he'll finish it.
Batman Batcat is the comic that's been going on for 15 years is got some delays.
What?
Yeah. It will come out later and later. Less and less people will care, and that's it. Next, what's up?
Wait, Uel, how's Batcat going in your shop?
I order it pretty tight. It sells through. I assume it's probably Clayman's. His art's pretty detailed. I assume
they're taking the summer off, which I thought was a ballsy way to go.
Yeah. Well, with as much Batman stuff that's out there, it's just another thing. Maybe there will be less when it finally comes back, or those other things will be ending, so they can ramp up a little, maybe.
How about MCU Loki revealed to be bisexual for Pride Month?
Oh, only for Pride Month?
Yeah, he goes back like next week's Disney Plus. He's all in. He's horny for girls again.
He's or they, or however we want it. Loki is a god and not a person, and even more so in this is a fictional character who has been this in the past, just not in a movie. So,
isn't it canon that Loki's had sex with aliens and
spiders,
animals and spiders and things? Okay.
His children are a wolf and a serpent. So,
okay,
sure, fuck it.
That's what he said.
Yes,
that's what all gods say. Actually,
it's true. It's very true. That Zeus is no saint.
It seems really weird to me that people are getting really excited about this because he fucks everything. Like everything. Like what? Okay, whatever. The new Loki is a furry. You goddamn right he is, and an 8-legged horse. Yes, I don't understand. There's perfect. Norse mythology was way woke before anybody else. True. Loki swings always. The new DC Crisis event. You excited?
I think that sums it up, right?
Okay.
Cool.
Well, this is the one by Williamson and Hermonico.
Sure.
Is that the one? Is that the one that's coming out right now?
No. They're teasing coming out later.
Oh, another one. So not the one that's going on right now. Infinite.
Well, the one right now is kind of the tease for the one that's coming out later.
Oh, I see. Same team working on it in the other one?
Who knows?
No, not excited then.
Okay. A brand new Spider-Man creative team. 5 writers, I think.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Warren Ellis.
Yeah.
How about, okay. I mean, that's the
let's get to the meat now.
The big horny elephant in the room.
That's what Warren Ellis said.
Yeah. There you go. Is this, I was trying to explain this to somebody earlier. I went and met somebody for some drinks who's not into comics, and they're trying to explain this, and it kind of came down to a guy said, "Hey, I'll try and get you a job in comics if you fuck me," and then some people did that, and now they're mad, and he probably shouldn't have said that, and this is what's screwed up about comics. What do you think? I terrified Joe. He's
thinking, wait a second, you can get into comics that way?
Yeah, no. I'm very fortunate to have not knowingly slept with anyone in comics.
Yeah, there you go. Smart.
But yeah, it's great. It's been going great so far. So
Joe, but, you and I did a video, and then I never put it out because the things have been changing from day to day. It just it no longer makes any sense what we recorded.
No, it doesn't make any sense in other ways than sometimes when we just babble on and on about.
Yeah, that's true.
Something it doesn't make sense now in context. We might have still been babbling incoherently anyway.
That is always going to be true. Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, this. Warren Ellis guy, huh?
Well, to me, it's like, and I was kind of getting heated when I was drinking earlier, and I was explaining that the comic industry, it feels like they need to make a choice, and the choice is, do we want to kind of punish Warren Ellis and then call it a day, and then wait for the next person to come along, and then get all outraged a year from now, and whoever that new person is? Or do we want to try and take care of this ourselves and actually maybe make some fundamental changes to the industry? So maybe you can't so easily like get people to send you nudes jobs. And it feels like that'd be a good idea, because otherwise I think that Disney and AT&T or Discovery Channel or whoever eventually steps in and says, "Hey, fuck all you guys." It feels like that's where we're headed if the industry doesn't clean up itself.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I'm tired and drunk.
I really am starting to get tired of everything.
I agree. Yeah.
Just like Wendy's.
I want to, this is for Larry King when I finally turn this off. I know how he hates looking at faces.
Yeah.
And I'm totally down with this because you don't want to see this. And I sound so much better afterwards.
See, I made the choice up front.
There you go. Yeah.
Plus, I haven't really started drinking, so I'm waiting a half an hour, and then I'm going to start. Yeah. Excuse me. It's just coffee. This stuff is really upsetting, though, and if it isn't just like really bad solicits or things coming in damaged or not at all or late or it not selling, all of that other stuff. And now it's this. And I mean, I've got a lot of feelings, and I mean, who cares what I have to say? And when I turn it off and you don't know that I am looking this way, maybe you might care a little bit more. But this stuff is just like so grating. I want to yell and scream. And at the same time, I shouldn't open my mouth at all.
And that's where you kind of, I don't know. We'll move on in a second here to.
Yeah. We'll go back to it as well.
Yeah. But speaking of bad solicits, Warren Ellis.
Jesus.
Dude, if he's up front and you can if you can score a fish without putting any bait on the hook, look at that. Not real bait.
Was on the hook though.
Pardon me?
I think some bait was on the hook.
Oh, that's something you want?
I don't know. Well, no. Okay. I see where you went there. Yeah.
I mean, you want that? You don't want the other thing? That's interesting.
Look. I mean, the part that aggravates me, and I get that this is not how most people are looking at this, and that's fine. But just at what point do you want to actually solve this, or do we want to just perpetually find who's the 2022 Warren Ellis? Because there will be a different person. I've got some names in my head of who I think it will be. We could play bingo.
Let's do it. Can we start? This will be fun. I mean, at least we could put odds, right?
I think we could do the odds. I was watching a guy on Sunday who's clearly going to be in the next 2 years. I mean, but look, I mean, why are we doing it one at a time like this? And seriously, is it that hard to police? This seems really stupid. This seems really stupid to me that we're doing it in this way. And that's not to say he should get off. Yes, I know how that sounds, but it just it feels like every year we're going to have a new disappointment. And I would like to not have disappointments and actually read good comics. That would be a nice thing.
Maybe instead of deciding or trying to figure out who it's going to be that's going to get in trouble, let's put the person on the list that we really hope won't be on it.
Yeah. What's funny is, and I was thinking about this too. We've interviewed a lot of people on this channel and some really good people. Martha Thomas's is amazing, sweet, and is never going to be involved in any of this. I mean, Joe's looking confused by the very notion right now. Martha, there's plenty of people we've talked to almost down the run that I think are never going to be involved in all this. We talked to Jim Zub twice. He's never going to get involved in any of this. The guy is a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of people out here who are not going to have this stuff go on. But my God, we've got to either the industry has to solve itself and clean up for itself, or somebody's going to clean it up for them. And I don't think people are going to love Disney cleaning it up for them. But, maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Mutant Planets. Hey, so speaking of which, Joe, how about, has everyone lost their fucking mind? This is the most amazing 4 tweets that, I mean... Alan Moore speaks for us all here, I think, just in his expression. Why are they doing this? What is going on?
So, like a lot of things, it starts off kind of fun, and then someone ruins it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. So, a DC having a feud with Wendy's, sort of. What? Why is anybody doing this?
No, I don't get the... why the pointing out the Alan Moore, right? That I'm so confused.
He has written that story.
He has. But
sure.
But that what?
Is there anyone? I mean, but Alan Moore's written stories about everyone getting raped at some point, right?
Sure thing. I mean, gender isn't a thing when it comes to that.
I'm pretty sure mystical creatures have been raped in Alan Moore stories.
Yeah.
He's come out and said before, with so much murder going on in comics and, gun deaths and stuff like that, there's no real reflection of any other type of real violence. And you come at me with this when I'm the only person that, has even come out and done stories about it. It's not like he does it distastefully. I mean, distasteful as a rape story can be, or a rape scene can be. But
sure. By the way, I looked at the chat comments right as we were coming in. A bunch of people were like, "Yeah, we're coming into the show to have a good time and relax," and we have subverted those expectations at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. What do you think, Joe and Uel? This is a good question. What is the benefit of creators and companies? Why at this point you have to question why you're on Twitter at all at some level, right? What is it beneficial we're at this tipping point right now where you do have to wonder.
I don't know. I met you guys because of Twitter, and I think that's kind of cool. And I don't know. I learned things. Well, I mean, I'm not, Jesus. I haven't even started drinking. Gosh.
Joe and I are in the bromance over here. Yeah.
I'm just worming my way in. I know, totally. Yeah. But I there's things, that are cool about social media, Twitter especially, I guess is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But there's all that other stuff, but it feeds into that, that part of your brain that I guess desires it sometimes. Who's to blame? You or them?
Alan Moore is to blame.
Exactly. He's always to blame.
Yeah.
It's true.
Shitty hamburgers.
Who watches the shit posters?
Oh damn! It's that Nick Fury.
This was one of the weirdest weeks we've had in a while, right? And that is saying something.
Yeah.
I don't remember a week this batshit crazy.
I'm so upset. I mean, they're. I wanted to break into comics at one time. I know I've said it before, but I mean that's fine. But this whole, I don't know, man, warming up to, people in order to make it happen just seems so stupid. I just can't stand. Oh look, I was involved in this website at one time. Oh look, I was. When I showed, I'm going to put my camera there. When I went and took my script to Steven Seagal, all he could do is point out some freaking typos. He didn't say anything about getting on message boards or anything like that.
Maybe you should have said,
get a click, you idiot.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to read your shit. That's what he should have said. But instead, you try, you send in stuff. Yeah. I don't know. This other way of doing it, I can't stand it. I just hate it.
I feel bad for this guy. Have you talked about Warren Ellis yet? Oh man, you just rewind, my friend.
We
ran over it.
You got to go back a little ways. Yeah.
We
hit it hard.
We hit it hard and we left it.
Yeah.
We never returned those calls.
Do we need to explain the joke there? I think you know. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We've got some cancellation of X, which is apparently the next phase. Next week we're getting the conclusion of Cable and X Factor. Is there a recognition, do you think, that maybe too many books too fast, or are we just going to replace these with new ones, you think?
No recognition.
Okay.
No recognition.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe a third book.
Maybe we get 3 to replace 2. How is Cable and X Factor done in your shop there, Uel?
Poorly.
Okay.
Cable did okay in the beginning, but X Factor was like, what was that, like the 3rd generation of this stuff? I think the writing was on the wall right in the beginning, and I think it was in the beginning of Excalibur and all that other stuff, but they keep going. They just keep going. Good for them. You keep going.
Yeah, but I mean,
what's I gotta ask the question. What's with Rachel's nipples there?
Lean into it, man.
Yeah, I
don't lean into it.
I definitely lean into it. But yeah, I don't know. I liked Cable enough as it was going on, and then there are some people who really love X Factor.
There are, yeah.
I hear that.
Really love X Factor.
They apparently check it out every month on Read Free Comics Online.
Cable was all right.
I thought Cable had a plan. I'm with you. I thought Cable had a story that it was. I was disappointed to see it not finish. Well, maybe it's going to finish all in the last issue. I mean, who knows? So that'd be great.
Daddy Cable comes back,
Yeah, and get older. I don't know.
I need somebody that looks more like me.
What we glossed over very quickly there because Joe is not into it, but the mutant planet, is this the big, and Storm is the spoilers, everybody. Storm is the ruler of the new mutant planet.
Yeah, I don't know if I really understand X-Men anymore. Like, it was very interesting for Powers of 10 and House of X, but all this other stuff just seems like stuff to be stuff, you know. It's just like when I'm watching like WWE, you got all these hours of content, and you need content to fill all these hours, is what I'm saying. And that's basically what these comics feel like too.
Yeah, it does feel like they're filling a hole.
I'm pretty down recently, just to let you guys know. I mean, there's some really great books out there, but I'm starting to sour right now, and it's hard being a store owner, you know.
Well, that's tough. That's a tough time. You got to get in there. You got to get excited about things, is what Warren Ellis said. But it's what you got to do. See, Max knows where it's at. Yeah. Well, maybe this will change your mind. So I think next week, for the 5th week, 104 comics, which is kind of I need to go back, but I think that may be a record. Jesus. Because it's the 5th week. So we've had weeks with more comics, but the 5th week is kind of the dumb week. And it feels like, well, I screwed this up completely. Marvel and DC are in opposite orders. It's DC seemed to get the memo that on the 5th week, you just put out annuals and things, but nobody else did. So I like that our highest numbered comic is Gold Digger 287, which is fitting given the week we've just had with Warren Ellis. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that Fred Perry? Is he still doing that?
I mean, sure.
Sorry.
No, I should know that. I don't.
Let us know in chat.
Yeah, let us know.
Fred Perry, the great.
Somebody else. How about, so what do we got? Antarctic is bringing it with a ton of comics next week.
Jesus. Oh, it still is Fred Perry, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Joe.
Oh.
So Joe bringing the brains to this operation here. Yeah. What Strangers in Cerebus sounds like a FBI crime.
Jeez. Sure. I mean, sometimes they do all sorts of weird things with the Terry Moore books anyway. So go for it.
Yeah.
I don't understand those books at all.
What should people be looking at here? I mean, there's a couple. I read Serial, and I enjoyed that actually. I don't mean to sound that way, but no, it's a good book. There's Aftershock's got a couple things. Miles to Go was not bad. I thought that was okay.
Sure.
I enjoyed. I'm sorry. I enjoyed the first issue of Girls of Dimension 13. That's
excellent.
Who is that? Graham Nolan's writing it, I think, and Brett Levin's doing the art. It was fun. I mean, they're like different women in a house that they're taking care of, and there's magic, and they all have spells and powers. Yeah, and it's cute. It was cool.
Yeah,
not offensive. How's that?
No, a bunch of women in a house, no Warren Ellis involved anywhere. So
Goon usually does pretty well for us.
Yeah.
I like Eric Powell. He's good.
What you like to hear, Joe? What is?
Just like I mean, Undone by Blood is an interesting one. I've been hearing more about Ablaze this year.
Yeah.
They're doing is it an original Captain Harlock comic?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did well for us. Amazing. I mean, I ordered it, but it did really well for us. I was surprised.
Nice. Yeah.
So there's a few cool things. I like how I thought we were done with cell phone covers, but
well, that's exciting.
But
is there a variant cover where it's like the phone screen and they're texting each other?
I mean, I don't know. That's not even that's like an old iPhone. Can't they?
Yeah, I mean that would be off the chain. To do that.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I don't understand this picture even, really. Like that person's, what are you on the ground taking a picture with your phone? Is that what's going on?
Like, I guess they're zooming, but also the building isn't, or maybe the phone shows something, but I can't.
Yeah, what's she holding up? Why isn't there any indication of that elsewhere? And is there somebody else, like I see somebody else behind the photographer also with their phone up? Like is everybody just standing there taking pictures? It's
and you look at that phone, and that's a different view, but like a very similar angle. Like that's, I don't believe that for a second.
Do you believe it's an exciting comic?
Pro tip: if you have to tell me your comic's exciting, it probably isn't.
Oh, jeez, we're salty today. All right.
I haven't started drinking. Oh, I can. All right, I'll start now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So here's a curious thing. Jungle Fantasy. Like, is this the only comic they have? Because Jungle Fantasy Fauna has, like, I swear we have been looking at this comic and this cover for what feels like 3 months.
And isn't that like that's Boundless is a subsidiary of Avatar, right?
Sure.
I think it is.
I thought it was like their like borderline like porn line.
Oh, like their other one isn't.
Yeah, this is the more porn line.
But is this the only comic that they have? Just this one?
I guess they only put 1 or 2 out at a time. Pat Shand used to write comics for Boundless, friend of the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Sounds like a great gig.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't. Okay, it's good. This was the more tasteful one, by the way.
That book got me in trouble with my female employees.
Well, sure.
I was like, all right, well, let's at least bag it up. I got to sell it. I didn't know it was. I mean, it was like number 1. I'm like, all right, I know I got some kinky dudes that want something like this, but it was like too much for the people working.
How there's decidedly more cloth on the wrists. Probably what I'm assuming here is that she's got that carpal tunnel, and so she needs that for when she's typing her email, and that's why she has such good bandages around the wrists.
They're still going like. People still like that Critical Role show, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still that. I mean,
they're getting big treatment now soon.
1 of 4.
Hey.
Yeah, Trent points out that the toes are really strange here, and you're correct.
But the thighs are done really nicely.
Yeah. I mean,
like some thought went into those.
Yeah. Some thought went into it. Absolutely. Mighty Crusaders of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, has the art, the Rob Liefeld's work on it, I believe, as well.
Oh, good.
But just the cover, right?
Just the cover, because he walked away. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Or something. I don't know. What else on here? There's a few. Boom's got... well, actually, this isn't a great week for Boom.
No.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer Tea Time does sound titillating, but...
Power Rangers Untold, Edge of Dark. That's a number 1, or
sure,
gotta get that.
Yeah, no, that's millennials and their Power Ranger obsession.
Yeah, Eric asks how many of the 103 books are over 50. Less than 10%. Sorry about that.
I'm bad with math. It's probably more than that, right?
Yeah, she is man spreading. It's terrible. Yeah. $5.99. So I'll just ask the question. I mean, if you want porn, like you can get it for free on the internet. People know that, right?
But a comic, you're like holding it. You can't hold it and also hold the computer, and it's a lot.
You got a lot to hold.
I don't know though, because 70s underground stuff often skated into pornography in whatever genre they were doing.
Yeah.
And it was just like that edgy stuff that they were doing. And I mean, yeah, we could get it on the internet now, but not everything is going to be I don't know. I don't need any more incest porn, really, is what it comes down to right now.
I understand.
I need some jungle action, I mean, fantasy fauna.
Jungle fantasy. Hey, DC's given us Green Arrow. 80th anniversary, 100-page #1 super special.
Yeah, he looks great for 80.
He does. Yeah, he's hanging out there.
It's the blonde. It's just like the white hair is just like blend right in.
Well, he died and came back.
Red Room #2. So I liked Red Room a lot, so I'm anxious to see the second issue.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm down.
That's good. We got a lot from IDW next week. I tried. I did the video, but I don't know for people who listen to it. When I did the review of my with my daughter for My Little Pony Transformers, like if you listen to that video, she could not get interested in that comic. Like I tried, I edited. It was pulling teeth to get her to give any shit about anything and going on in that comic.
Has she liked Transformers in any way before?
She did. So she liked it okay. And then I showed her the movie from 92 92, 91. You
No,
know,
it was 86. Was the
Really?
animated movie. I
Oh,
think
you
it's
got
that
the
old.
touch one?
yeah, you got
Yeah.
the touch. Yeah.
You got the power.
Oh my God.
When
We're
all
gonna
hell
get
break-
into the
when all
80s music
hell's
now.
breaking loose, you'll be right in the eye of the storm.
My girls love that movie. Just both of them thought that was the best shit, and they just loved the whole thing. Especially when the Dinobots at the end said like Grimlock kicked butt. They thought that was just the funniest.
Kid think Grimlock's the best. Oh,
Well, it was funny because I remember when I was a kid, I'm watching that like Rodimus becomes Rodimus Prime, and then like that's the big kick-ass moment. But the girl's like, I don't know, I don't. But Grimlock kicked butt was like the fuck yes, this is Transformers for us.
okay.
Did they appreciate early Weird Al?
Yes, they like Weird Al. They both appreciate Weird Al.
That's good. Now you got to get him on Dr. Demento.
Yeah, I'll see. Keep going backwards. So you are the booker here. Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, we're all into Dr. D too. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Well, there's only one Dynamite comic next week, so that bad news for the for everybody. But
Don't worry, there's 50 covers though.
Yes, it's not that bad, including she's humping a moon guy apparently.
Oh, Vampirella.
Yeah. There you go. Is she wrestling in that first one? Is this like a zombie Hogan or Randy Savage? Is that what's going on?
Some clown Hulk type thing, maybe.
He's just trying to get warm.
There you go. Yes. Speaking of which, are you in this heat wave? Like,
no, it's fine right now. It was a few days ago, rather warm, but it wasn't so bad, really.
It's so Monday, 109 degrees where I live, which
Holy
is not normal.
Holy
yeah.
Well, what you're going to need probably is if enough wildfires can build up in your area, so the smoke clouds can block out the sun to maybe lower the heat a little bit, then you're good.
So you're saying I should go start some fires?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
We're not live, are we?
You're supposed to rake. I think we're supposed to rake the floor, forest floor.
The middle cover. How? I know you're not supposed to ask, but how is that staying on the top? Glue?
Yeah.
It's secrete glue.
Magic, right?
Magic. Okay.
Yeah,
it works.
Like
I don't know. The other one's doing it.
Well, maybe it's the power of friendship.
Yeah, there you go. The power of friendship of her costume to her boobs. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just paint.
Yeah. I hope you go into your store asking for the cover that way. Yeah. Jeff says charisma. Stefan says double-sided tape. Now the two of you can go argue on social media and give us some entertainment tomorrow. That's there
we go.
Did you ever see when Kate Beaton, is that her name, Beaton?
I think so. I've got
some of her stuff.
Yeah.
She was going off on Cloak and Dagger, really, Cloak and Dagger. Right. And her costume. And she was doing, oh, look, my boob popped out, and all this other stuff. And she just did not like that costume. But
I got Rick Leonardi to draw me a sketch of that costume last weekend, and I was very happy.
Nice.
Is his stuff still good? Is he great?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Leonardi, put him on a book. What are you doing? He's great. Yeah. Like, his stuff still is awesome. Jerry Ordway was down there doing sketches, and there's another guy just put them on books. What are you doing?
Love me some Jerry Ordway.
Yes. All right. Well, Image crossover. Apparently, Chip Zdarsky is missing, and
he's writing this one too.
Yeah.
Right.
How is crossover doing for you?
Well, I thought it's pretty good. I have I got my numbers up to a certain level. It's probably in our Spider-Man territory. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that says less about Spider-Man, unfortunately.
Oh,
yeah. But nonetheless, I have another book that's at least, something I have to order for sure.
Yeah.
This is some good stuff, though, on this list.
There's quite a few. I like Lazarus. I've enjoyed that series. Did you like? How do you like Spawn? Spawn tried to do some stuff this week.
I didn't read it yet. I read 318. McFarlane was writing. Oof. That's all I can say.
I liked Made in Korea #1.
Okay, excellent.
It was interesting. What was it? My friend Jeremy Halt was the writer on that, so that was cool.
Tell us. So we should start doing this. What is Made? What is the elevator pitch for Made in Korea?
It's kind of more like a domestic Blade Runner situation. It's this like world. It's a little into the future where there's like synthetic people, so if people can't have children, they can just order like a synthetic person, and this one that gets delivered to this family to adopt has been tampered with from someone within the company, and obviously the family doesn't know that, and that's basically the setup for the first issue to see where things go from here.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
And what are you liking on here, Uel?
I read Crossover and Headlopper, although I got to admit I save up my Headloppers.
What is the pitch for Headlopper?
It's a really awesome art book by Andrew McLean, and it's just fantasy and big dude with sword and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that guy's stuff. I've read a few other things from him too, like Apocalyptic Girl. That's a fun one.
I haven't read that one, but I've heard it's really good also.
Yeah,
I've carried it in the past.
Yeah, definitely. When you get a chance, you should check it out.
Two Moons is pretty okay also. That's
about Vampirilla's butt.
Yeah, totally. No, it's like a Civil War horror story, and it involves this like First Nations person who's in the good guys. What about good guy side? You can choose.
Okay.
Maybe the bad guy is your.
Curious about something here on this list, like someone like you'll work for you probably right now. But how is Monstrous doing? Do people still talk about that one?
No, I think it's really. I mean, I actually only do it for poll customers now. But it's a really high number, so it's more than Crossover and Spider-Man. So think of it that way. But there's no reason to really have it on the shelf and try and get a new reader on it, because that's what the collections are for now. Unfortunately, there's very rare books where someone's going to buy the collection and then go into the issues. I think that's just a reality of the way comics have become. And maybe possibly if you want to take a look at why comics don't sell quite so much, it might be because it's expected that it's going to get collected. And there's no worry that you're not going to be able to read it in some fashion. And, maybe you can go back to another printing, and then eventually DC used to have a really long wait for anything to come out. It was always at least 6 months after the story ended. So if, let's say, the first 6 issues were the story, it would take another 6 issues. So not until issue 12 would the hardcover come out. And if you're cheap and you don't want the hardcovers, you got to wait another 6 months after that. By that time, the 18th something like that, the 18th issue is out. And, then you buy a trade and get the issues because you want to read the whole thing. But comics aren't done that way. Boo.
Yeah. That bunch of nonsense. Okay. Hey, Captain America, we get the first issue of Where Did Captain America's Shield Go? And the search for where he left it.
Somewhere with Warren Ellis, probably, right?
Yeah, a dark, warm place.
With lots of Red Bull and cigarettes.
That's the natural habitat for the Shield.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah, I can't believe we're already on that issue. This is crazy.
Happy. So happy. We're going to get so many different new #1. This is for Larry out there. We're gonna get so many new first appearances of characters. This is instant gold for the future. Buy multiple covers, buy multiple issues. Get your comic store to put a limit on it. That's how great it's going to
be. We also have Giant Size Amazing Spider-Man Chameleon Conspiracy #1.
Yeah.
So that will do great. Source Point Press putting out quite a bit. Yuki versus Panda #1 was kind of cute.
Cool. Yeah. What was it? I know Frankie White, who does the 25th. Trying to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Marvel. How is that doing?
The Marvels, not particularly well from what I've seen. I mean, it's a fine enough book, but it's kind of one of a lot of books. It's disappearing into the mix.
So what you're saying is that sometimes, like with a business, there's a point where you have to straddle that line between spreading yourself thin and making that money, and at some point you end up cannibalizing your own business if you go too far one way or the other.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Like business.
Yeah.
Like things that are business. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got more exciting right here. We're on the last page here. Here's some more unique stuff. There's Tim Seeley's Money Shot. Is there? That's been, I hear that's doing well in the shops. Uel, how does that do for you?
I tried it. It didn't really happen.
Okay.
Sorry. Tim Seeley. So, all right. Did I not make fun of Tim Seeley the last time I was on?
By all means. Let's hear it.
I think it was Steve Orlando, right?
Yeah, one or the other.
Sorry, Steve. Nothing about you. Really, I mean, some of the stories I might have had a problem with, but that really has nothing to do with it. It really comes down to sales. I love anybody who sells well. My favorite author, favorite artist. Steve Orlando, he's in the Brian Hill category and the Tim Seeley category. The one time Tim Seeley sold well was when he does Hack Slash.
Yep. Okay.
There you
go. Grim Fairy Tales #50. It's an anniversary issue. I think that is the highest number on this page by not a close margin. So that's nice.
It goes in a scope.
Yeah, getting that stuff in there. Lots of comics in here. Patchwork Girl says you iron. Sure. I have not read Patchwork Girl. How about you?
Nope. Nothing on this list. I'm looking forward to Barbaric because everybody keeps talking about it. So
yes,
we'll see.
Some buzz. Yeah.
I do hear a lot about that one. Yeah, well, that seems like too many Vault books to be coming out on one day.
I agree. Yes, that does. The last week of the month, I think some of the smaller publishers put out more, thinking that Marvel and DC will kind of retreat, and DC does, but Marvel's just got so much crap; it just goes on forever. So, but it's a curious strategy to do it this way. I don't think this would work.
Have you noticed that gun looks like a penis?
I thought about that.
Relatively sure that's intentional, because if you look at the gun in the green lady is holding, it's definitely a penis.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There you have it.
Ooh, I'm blushing.
The elevator pitch for Money Shot is there scientists that for some reason have determined that to fund their space exploration, they will film porn of them screwing aliens, and that will make them money and fund their space travels.
That makes total sense, actually.
Yeah, it checks out. Yeah.
I mean, it's either going to be a real crazy company that wants to pervert whatever society they go to, or a porn company that wants to pervert whatever society they go to. So,
how did this comic is not coming out, but you saw the stuff this week for Red She-Hulk, right? Did or the Winter Hulk, I think is what they're calling her.
Sure.
Yeah. Is this what the character needs, do you think?
I'm okay with it. Let's get it over with. Let's get to the next part. I've got on record on Wes's show that I think that World War She-Hulk, or whatever the hell they're calling it, is going to be great. And I don't know why I felt like I should say that, but
I don't either.
I was in a moment where I really wanted to believe, and I'm regretting it right now. but I'll stick with it. It's going to be awesome. Let's go for it, guys. Let's do it. I mean,
Joe's face speaks for us all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, remember when like things took a while to happen and there was like a setup payoff instead of just randomly we need an event. This is Red She-Hulk.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Avengers is all right. So if you're not the kind of person that wants to involve yourself with like crazy amounts of events all the time, Avengers is kind of that title for you up until the part where they actually had an event just recently. Like each story arc is its own like crazy thing, and you don't really need to read too much other stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite Avengers run. Avengers is okay, but let's go for it. She-Hulk. Yeah, I'm ready.
Why not, right?
Why not?
This is all the comics for next week, but there are a few others. So we've got some manga. And this next week gives us a gift of the most batshit insane titles I think manga can throw at you. This one, there's just some crazy ones, but the next one really brings it home. While you're staring at these crazy, like Merman in My Tub, I mean, come on, that sounds like a good time. Hit the like button. I hear that helps the whatever with YouTube.
Algorithm.
The algorithm, yes. And that will be good for the next week because we're building up some good things. And absolutely, next week I think there's something cool to talk about. So hit the like button if you don't mind. If you hate it and you want to, for whatever, or you're just not listening with YouTube and you won't be bothered clicking on stuff, I can't blame you. It's fine. Esteban, absolutely. You can join me on the live stream. You emailed me twice. I guess you didn't read them. That is true. I'm not good with email, but I will absolutely read and get back to you because yes, would love to have you on for sure. You've supported the channel for a long time and always happy to do it. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind all that, and I got some questions this week about why aren't there super chats? Same answer as always. I don't do super chats, so save your money and buy comics. And next week, I think there will be a comic you can buy. So if you really want to support the channel, you can put your money there. But we'll talk about that more later. But anyway, didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? That sounds. I like how manga just kind of spells out the title.
They sure do.
That's where James Henning gets it from, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is where he gets it from. Those long posts he does. It's because of this segment that I actually pay attention to the manga titles when I'm doing ordering.
There you go.
I almost bit. But I didn't. It was all about this demon and this warrior that they have this feud against each other. And finally the warrior smited him. But now it's like way long in the future. And he's this guy that has an apartment, a single apartment, and it's really messy, and he's just disheveled. And now the demon is like in chibi form. And so it's forced himself onto his life. And he's like there to like torture him into becoming the guy that he used to be, the big bad warrior. And I was like, I clicked on it and I'm like, no fucking way. Yeah. But I did get Peach Boy Riverside.
What do you think? Well, because we did talk a little bit about this earlier, but here's a quote. We could hit it again real quick before we go to the next page, which is super insane. But here, just before you do that, Joe and Uel, do you think the War Ellis situation we talked about a little bit, but do you think it's good for comics, bad, or won't matter at all in the long run? Where would you fit
it?
Damn.
I feel like, unfortunately, won't matter at all.
Yeah. What do you think, Uel?
I think I should say something so I don't have like a lot of dead air.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
I think in no way is it good for comics. I mean, that's just no way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I argue with myself if it's bad or it won't matter. Because like the thing is like situations always matter, right? But there is some super crazy gullibility from people that have been painted to be super crazy. I have a problem when adults are making their own decisions. That's what I have a problem with. And the way things are painted out, and when they are, and how they associate one thing with another person's thing at the same time, it's a little callous, and I think it doesn't really explain the full situation. And you know what? I'm just going to link this site so you can go read it for yourself. And if you're just a freaking sheep, you're going to just be like, fine, I'm going to go and I'll do that. And you might not have any, it's bad. It's bad is what it is. It is bad all the way. That's what I feel.
Fair enough. I'm with both of you. I like Joe. I would, unfortunately, I think is the right word. I would like it to actually fix some of the problems. I don't believe it will, but it'd be nice. Mm-hmm. But don't think it will. But how can you complain with after school bitchcraft?
I like it.
I mean, that's a title. Like, how did nobody in the U.S. with all the kind of the obsession over tarot and magic and all the rest? How did nobody in the U.S. comic industry not come up with bitchcraft?
I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing this term.
After school bitchcraft, and also interspecies reviewers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my youth romantic comedy is wrong as I expected. That sounds like a little bit of a fatalistic viewpoint. And then what about to save the world? Can you wake up the morning after with a demi-human? And I don't know what's going on there, but I'm pretty sure that cover is giving you a lot more than dynamite right there. If you
what are those marshmallows?
I have no idea. She's like a human schmore.
Did she not like take part of the packaging off when she opened up the box or something? Those are like to make sure it doesn't jostle around in the box, right?
You'll have to read the title to find out.
Oh, wow.
After school bitchcraft, though, it sounds like they're appropriating queer slang. I'm not sure how.
You should get on that.
I should know this. I should. But
can't see these fuckers.
I'll try that on Sunday with people, see if they can tell me what it means.
You can get some interest in this. There's not enough stuff being thrown across with manga.
Perch, are you going to talk about that Netflix show by any chance, or should I bring it up right now?
I mean, I don't want to, but you're welcome to.
Well, I mean, you brought it up on Twitter, so I found out that way. So these
I brought it up on Twitter
with
the comment, nope, hell no. But by all means, talk about this Netflix. Did you watch it?
Well, I watched the commercial for it. Now that I had to know what people. Sexy Beast is what I think it's called.
Yes.
And for those of you that haven't seen it, it's basically a reality show like the Flower one that they give out, The Bachelor or something. Maybe it's more like Dating Game. No, not Dating Game. I forget. What's the one where they came back in 2 and 2?
The double date sort of thing?
Oh, shit, never mind. No, I was thinking of Chuck Woolery.
Oh,
it doesn't really matter. They wear costumes. And now here we have interspecies reviewers. I mean, it's like the fad of the future. Get on board.
Get on the furry train. That's right.
I mean, you like Ranma 1/2. They've been doing it for years. Cold water, hot water.
I do like Ranma 1/2, but they didn't get horny with each other when the water got on them. Like
that's the next evolution of the story.
Not one I ever read. I mean, anyway. So if you're not into manga, you're not into the U.S. comics, don't worry, because we talk about politics in comics, and we are getting Biden's Titans. Biden's Titans versus Q, which I'm assuming is QAnon and not the Star Trek character.
Well, if there was some Q in there also, that'd be pretty okay, I think.
Yeah.
He deserves an ass whooping from Big Joe.
So who is in that middle cover? We've got a lead with Bernie Sanders.
Matt Gaetz?
I mean,
I don't know why he's doing that.
I don't think he'd be on that team, right? But
I don't think so either.
I can't tell who that is.
Jesus, this is horrible.
God. Is that?
Yeah.
I can't think of who's it. Maybe it's supposed to be Mayor Pete. I don't know who else it would be.
I mean, that's Mayor Pete. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that guy. He's all right. He's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pride Month.
Only for this month.
Only for this month. He's cool. He's cool this month. And
I like how
he goes back in obscurity.
The cover on the far right with presumably Biden fighting a kaiju. They do make a point to say this actually happens in the story.
Well, thank goodness.
I mean, this is obviously a parody. This is not meant to be serious. And we've had these forever. I mean, you'd had Trump's. You've had this stuff before, certainly.
I feel like no one's going to care if people are making fun of Biden. I don't think we have to prep the audience.
No,
I would hope it's at least, you got to give the good zingers if you're going to do this, But I doubt it's going to be.
I feel like Biden's Titans versus Q, the kaiju cover. When you open it up, it's just all going to be about infrastructure reform.
Okay. The most boring comic ever. You are correct. When I said the comic on the far right, I see what you did there. Very nice. I feel like they've been very generous to Kamala Harris. I don't think she would fill out the suit that way. But I do think Biden kind of slumped over holding his shoulder is pretty on point. Yeah.
The only thing that can defeat me, stairs.
Well, his life alert slipped out.
I'm pretty sure that's AOC there as a kind of a female Spider-Man in the middle cover. But
yeah.
Oh, I see.
And yeah, why is Bernie holding a gun? Okay, there's a lot of questions here.
He's from Vermont. They all have guns in Vermont.
I feel like we need to get this issue and do a live reading together there.
Sure.
Bernie is the Punisher. Yes, this is really $5.99.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Anyway, well, all right. Something a little bit more for your creative side. Last week we talked Wonder Woman. This week Wolverine. So this is kind of fun. So Dreamcast this thing. Who, if you are now head of Marvel and you're putting out Wolverine, you can pick anyone at all to do Wolverine. Joe and Uel, who are you putting on that book, writer and artist? And yes, next week I'll do Bouncing Boy just for you, Joe.
Is it a cheat to do a writer that's also an artist, or does it have to be a team?
Money, maybe. Yeah,
it saves money. Very good. Well, from today's talent. Do you want to go first, Joe, or do you want to do one at a time? Or
I mean, if we're talking today's talent, because I guess we're doing the past, outside comics, all that too. But from today's talent, I want a Daniel Warren Johnson writer artist situation. Like that's absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
That's where my mind goes. Almost immediately.
Yeah.
I might try and figure out somebody else.
That's a solid pick there. That's a good from the past pick. Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah, one more time, please.
Yes. Larry Curtin. Okay. Nice. That's a nice pick. McFarlane. George R. R. Martin's Wolverine. It'll come out in 20 years. He's eating himself to death. Warren Ellis with Tinian. All right.
Sure. But
that'd be fun. Who else is? I think Wolverine's a little bit harder to kind of cast.
It is.
You know what I might want to do, and it's kind of cheat, but Marv Wolfman, George Perez doing Wolverine.
I would like to see that.
And when we say the past, these are people that can be dead also.
I mean, sure. Why? I mean, there are no.
I'm just, Neil Adams has done that's the other thing. I'm trying to think of somebody that hasn't done it.
Yeah.
Or is it just, I want to see this person's take on it just one more time or something like that. Yeah. Writer, artist. I got to say Dana Warren Johnson. I mean, his take on Wolverine is just something that has to happen for sure. Yeah. I could say some other things like a Trad Moore on art and put him in with like a really funky writer. Obviously, Donnie Cates would be a pretty good person for like a a little series.
Good Wolverine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good people, but I think ultimately it's Daniel Warren Johnson. He's the kind of guy that when I found out he was doing Beta Ray Bill, that was like a perfect marriage, and I think this would be a perfect marriage for him also.
I like your thinking here, you Iron. That would be
absolutely. But also, what's the other thing? It's like you either go Daniel Warren Johnson or you go like the complete opposite direction, and it's like, Pete Baggs Wolverine.
Okay.
It'd be funny.
Yeah, that would be cool. From the past, I think I'd like to see Matt Wagner do something with Wolverine.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that before. So I'm going to say Matt Wagner again. Another cheat. I'll do writer artist on that one.
I don't think he has the interest. Of the Marvel characters, I would be curious to see Sean Murphy do Wolverine. In terms of playing with that space.
Definitely put a motorcycle in that.
Yeah, it's either Wolverine or Ghost Rider for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like a Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon could have been.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some Garth Ennis here. People coming up with it. A lot of Daniel Warren Johnson seems to have struck a chord. Tom King and Michael Yennon. Yeah. Okay. Matt Baker. Sure. Yeah. I'd like to see Oda take a crack at it. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Those are Ostrander.
And Tom Mandrake.
Yeah.
That would work pretty good.
Tom Taylor, just kidding. Not sure. Well, but I guess he did the other Wolverine. He did the
he did the other Wolverine.
Yeah.
He just got that omnibus too. He's fun.
Yeah.
So outside of comics, who would you do?
Yeah, that's harder, right? I mean, this is where you've got the celebrity writer. I mean, I think somebody mentioned Tarantino. I think that could be interesting. We get a lot of pictures of like Wolverine looking at feet.
I'd like to see some David Mamet. How's that?
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we're talking based on what we know so far recently that Marvel considers to be celebrities.
Okay.
Here's the preface to this is the setup. I think the Wolverine comic would be a great comeback for forgotten celebrity, The Situation.
Jesus. No, that'd be terrible.
It would be awful, but I would read that.
Jim Butcher. Okay. Jeff Thorne, Zdarsky. All right. Very, very good. Okay.
I don't know about art, though. That would be a little tougher. Well, celebrity writer, I see. Okay, very good.
Yeah, it's just writer. I mean, arguably the people who are drawing comics, and they want to do that. But yeah, some good stuff. Ooh, Kentaro. Yeah, this is a good idea. Yeah, Amanda Connor. Yeah, there's some good stuff. All right, we're just blazing right through this, but I'm half drunk anyway. So
hooray!
I know Joe, you've done this. You've done this with me before, right?
I have now. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we got some more. This is a classic panel, by the way, from Secret Wars 2, where Peter Parker taught the Beyonder how to pee.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think there was such a thing as a classic moment in Secret Wars 2.
No.
I take exception to that, actually.
Yeah.
Having bought them all and read them all.
That Fantastic Four tie-in issue with the kid that like burned to death trying to be the Human Torch wasn't that bad.
No, yeah, that's true.
That was great.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Here's the first one here. And this is more, it's not really the art. It's how they laid out the cover with the giant-sized Man-Thing, Monster Runs Wild. If you're putting this comic together, and obviously Marvel had giant size, and obviously they had Man-Thing, but if you're putting giant-sized Man-Thing, do you think there was probably... What do you think? Do you think at any point somebody's like, hey, somebody might think penis here?
Giggles in the office.
Just giggles, right?
I heard it was Flo that actually named this one. I don't actually know that to be true at all, but I like to say that now.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone's just going to believe you. Say that about all sorts of things.
I will. In fact, you know what you could do for those of you that are good at Photoshop? You might put Warren Ellis's face right there. I think it would fit really well right there.
I'm glad how we could just. I like how we've just reached the past to the point where we can laugh about it. Right, all the drama's done.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I don't know if it's done, but
don't bring us
we're
down.
going to therapy for it.
Yeah.
Is that Bassima's cover, right?
Giant size. It's a nice cover.
Yeah.
It's a giant size man thing. Okay. All right. Well, this one is not that exciting. How about this? Which it took me. So this one adds a lot of questions about what's going on exactly. Like, why is he being concerned with sweat, or like what was the problem here?
Do you know where this is coming from? I'm not. Do you have does this person have sweat powers? Is that what it is?
I don't think so.
I like how they're trying to be descriptive. Several drops on the black man's face. It feels hard to read.
Yeah.
Now
it is hard to read.
But it's comics, and they're trying to hit so that everybody can read it and understand it, and I guess evoke some feeling. I don't know, man. What's going on here? Ugh.
Yeah. What is going on here is right. What do you think, Joe? What is going on here?
I'm really struggling with this.
As somebody said, why didn't they just say his face? Like, did they need to? Why didn't they just say his face?
Well, I don't know if it's in. All right. So if I'm going to get into it, there might have been in another panel another character. Maybe there's multiple characters.
Yeah.
Again, I just think they're trying to be overly descriptive because they got to justify the fact that they're getting a writer's salary.
Okay. All right. This just raises more questions than answers, right?
It's weird.
Okay. How about Hypnox here?
Everything's queer here. Look at that hat. That cap.
What this? I mean, that obviously now in the times, this just meant unusual machine to his back. But
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. There you have it. You don't remember any of these comics, right? The chat is completely confused by all these panels, by the way.
Yeah.
This is odd. I mean, it looks like there's an opening underneath his chest.
Yeah.
And it's just odd.
Why is he wearing a shower cap?
And that one, it's is it Ethel Merman? It's the one she should be wearing, right? She does the swimming movies, right?
Don't you kind of want to learn more about Hero Hypnox?
Yes.
I mean, that's a pretty badass name back in the day. I mean, if you're going to fight crime, you're like, here comes Hypnox. You're like, oh shit, it's Hypnox.
Yeah. That sounds good enough to be like a Brooklyn brewery.
Yeah. That's
I got you, Hypnox. I was thinking hypnotist or something.
Yeah.
I was thinking again, Warren Ellis. Oh well.
Yeah, there you go.
It just goes back to him always.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't dress somebody up like this at the Hellfire Gala. I think it would have fit. Yeah.
Maybe they did. In the background. We don't know.
True. We should read those issues again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
His queer machine, though. It's his queer machine.
So I think I didn't deliver very well for unintentional. I mean, these are just more strange, right?
They are very odd.
Is he wearing Aquaman's shorts on his head? Maybe. Because that would bring a whole new dimension to this comic. Okay. Completely.
I was actually thinking it was Aquaman related because Hypnox looks like he's wearing Aquaman's costume in the wrong order.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks like it's in the day of those Fletcher Hanks comic books, especially the lettering.
Yeah.
They did some really out there things. And of course, the hip lingo of the day was different than it is today.
Oh, absolutely. They were very strange. So does Joe have his own channel? Because right about now, people in chat are thinking, how do we get just Joe and not these other two? But you don't have your channel yet, right, Joe?
Not yet or anything. No, it's a lot easier for me to just show up and leave and not have any responsibility for any of this.
Yes, that's I think so too. Oh wait, shit. Yeah. Okay. Here's so in the past I've shown letters to comics, and we've got one that I think is futuristic looking in how the discourse of comics would evolve over the next 20 years. So I think this one is a gem. So this got printed in a comic.
Wow.
I'm still impressed. I mentioned this last week, but I like how the whole address is printed here. So if you really wanted to go give this writer shit, you could do it from the comic. Like, that was ballsy.
Yeah.
There's so many things to dissect here.
Yes, there are. I also want to point out, for 3 weeks in a row, the letter has come from Canada. Just also putting that out there too. We've gone with craziest mail, and I've got about 30 of these saved up for future weeks, and 90% of them for Canada.
But like, the thing with this letter that is really jumping out at me is I'm not sure what Bernie here actually thinks about Hitler. And that's bothering me a lot.
This could go either way.
I know he thinks he's a genius.
Is this writer really thrilled with Frank Miller or not? Like, where is this one going?
Awesome doesn't have to mean you like it. Genius is a thing. Well, do you know what book was this from?
From Daredevil.
It was a Daredevil. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he was really onto that Reagan anti-drug kind of like, also kind of like anti-gun a bit too, stuff. Maybe that's what this was referencing. You just hate drugs.
The thing that I like to think in my head is that some angry comic fan who's been on Twitter and is like so sick of people calling people Hitler, and they get fed up, right? We hear this on sometimes on the show, mostly on like aficionados. People are like, yeah, I'm just buying back issues. So the person gives up on new comics. They go into the shop, they buy a back issue, they crack it open, they read it, and they're presented with this letter. And it's like, haha, fuck you. You're right back at Twitter.
I like the editor who decided to put this one in also. It was short, so it was easy to do.
In the 70s and 80s, they just printed all kinds of shit. Like, it was weird.
Was there a response to that, or they just printed that?
They just printed that. There was no response.
I'd love if it was one of those like Silver Age Stan responses, like, wowee, Bernie.
Like the Answer Man or something. Oh my god!
I nearly spit out my coffee when Flo handed this to me. Just like go like.
I would have loved to see I would have loved them to take a crack at responding to this. Like, how do you well, thanks for reading. And
does that mean we got to stick Jack Kirby on Frank Miller? Like,
exactly. Where do you go from this? Like, why do you?
Good one.
Yeah, I don't know. Comics are weird. They've always been weird.
Thank goodness Kurt Busiek didn't write this one.
I would have liked, and today, well, they wouldn't print it today, but I mean, today there'd be a long response like, well, thank you for, appreciating this writer, but of course Hitler was a monster. But you do, I think you're right, Joe. In the 70s, we might have gotten a Stanley like, glad you're enjoying the mag. Keep reading. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's
I didn't know we were gonna devolve from Warren Ellis to this. Holy cow.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Frank Miller now.
Who would have thought it would have gone to Hitler? Yeah.
Yeah. No, or the response to the letter would have been like, well, now you've demonetized the comic.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, all right. Let's just look at some comics. We can continue to talk about crazy shit. I'm sure somebody's joining the chat right now who wants to hear about our take on Warren Ellis. By the way, why would you draw a picture of some guy just spraying pee all over the place?
Well, Mr. Mixel was obviously involved in this.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah. And why do these people not know the rule? You always leave a urinal space.
If you can, you do it for sure.
Well, you know you can. You can see in this picture.
Yeah.
Like, there's space. These two guys are edging in. They kind of deserve what they get. I'm just saying. I'm like, if you sidle in like that, you're going to get pee on your shoes, and it's really your own fault.
Joe, you ever seen a penis this messed up that it would shoot like this?
No, nobody pees this way.
I mean, maybe right after sex, but
just
That's right. You're right.
But no. I mean, the thing is, like, this is an older panel. Like today, this would be a double page splash.
Yes, it would.
Jesus. Is this Neil Adams or Jim Aparo, do you think? It looks like Jim Aparo doing Neil Adams.
Looks like maybe? Jim Aparo to me, yeah.
Yeah, it does look like Jim.
Yeah, somebody spent time working on this. Now, what's funny is the guy in the middle is clearly focusing. And yet, it's like a sprinkler. It's like a lawn sprinkler there. That's not how it works. At least
it's under his feet.
Not how it works for me.
It's under his feet even. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There's no realism here. Yeah. This is
Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway. Yeah, there you go. All right. So I also like so here's some Marvel comics back in the past. This collection of covers is actually pretty amazing because I like the either honesty or sarcasm there on Battlestar Galactica, where not that you missed him, but Starbuck's back. That's a hell of a way to sell the comic.
I wish more comics would do that.
I mean, why not in the current issue of Iron Man? It's like, fuck it, here's Hellcat.
That would have been good in like Ecstatics, a joke like that.
Yeah.
Like, not that you missed her, but Gonger, or not, what was it? God, what was her name? Hugo Girl.
Yeah, Hugo Girl.
Back, yeah.
Yeah. I like there's a not that you missed her, but Miss Marvel's back. Fair enough. There's a lot to dissect here. This Fantastic Four comic, I don't know if you remember this, but this comic features Reed just open-handed smacking the shit out of Franklin.
I'm sure he deserved it, right?
Well, I mean, he was a little dick. He was always cock-blocking Namor for getting in with Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Namor would have been a much cooler dad, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. 100%. Like,
I also like how Tony's like going to the desk, and it looks like, so how I'm picturing the scene set up is he's left the lights off because he wants to go to his desk, open up his briefcase, which is holding his Iron Man suit. And as he gets it open, he's about to start changing clothes. Suddenly, he's surprised by the Dreadnought that's standing immediately in front of his desk he did not notice before.
Who did that cover, though? They have to redraw that.
That is Leighton.
Oh, that's not a Marvel cover. You're right.
But I love Tony's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's a strange cover. I mean, isn't like normally like you're supposed to see the face of the hero, and I don't know. It's strange. But Bob Layton put a bunch of those out, so
yeah. And then the Defenders there looks nice with Inquest. So yeah, that's good.
The ladies are in force.
Yeah. I never believed, by the way, the Marvel comic could be worth $2,500 to you. I mean, certainly not on the back issue market for any of these, but
only if it's 9/8 slabbed.
Yes,
you might have a chance then.
How about over in DC, Captain Carrot?
That's my jam.
Yeah, and the amazing
Yankee Poodle Dandy
returning with Frogzilla. And here in Batman, it appears to be a crossover with Scott Snyder's Nocturna.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they had to change the name, but no, it's that's great. That's Gene Colan Batman.
I feel like DC has a claim to sue Scott Snyder.
Well, I mean, he did change the name though. It's not Terra now. So
okay, that's probably why.
Yeah, that is probably why. But yeah, no, that Nocturna was an interesting character that
oh, for sure.
No one seems to want to use.
They should bring her back, man.
That's a good comic. That was a good character.
Show's sexy.
Yeah. And fighting in a hot air balloon is always awesome.
Oh yeah, and best part is you could win a trip to see Superman 3.
That's right. The most awesome of the Superman movies.
Holy cow.
I mean that seriously. I
know you do
that, but god damn it, that was a fun movie. I love the idea of Richard Pryor could go in and just it's the programming side of it. So only the people who are engineers or tech people, I think, will get it. But watching him program was just comedy gold in that movie. Like he types in list and then suddenly he's stealing millions of dollars.
Without Superman 3, we wouldn't have Office Space.
That's right. That was the prequel. Yeah. Action Comics Planeteer. He isn't too greedy. He'll just settle on ruling one planet, Earth. So, and he's got a big golden cowboy hat, it looks like.
Oh, the best kind of cowboy hats.
If he would have got Mars back then, would he have had to fight the X-Men, do you think?
He would have. Yeah. Okay. Do you think that Storm being the ruler of Mars is going to, like, people were hyping up that this was going to be a huge moment for her and build the character up, but Storm Space King Regent seems like a downgrade somehow.
You know, she was at her best when she was like naked in her in her sky or whatever, the aviary, her top floor thing.
Yeah.
I can't think of the words right now, but she was like one with the elements, she was being Storm. She had flowers and she cared about them, and I knew what kind of person she was, and now she's this like crazy, I don't know, mutant, I guess. I used to thought I was one with the mutants, but now they've left me behind. I feel like Franklin.
Is there weather? I think Ivan has a good point here. Is there weather in space? Like, it seems like this is the worst possible place to put her.
Yeah, but like also you look at a situation like this too, and you're like, there's no clean way they're going to reset this. Yeah. Because this isn't going to be forever. So whenever they do stuff like this, it's going to just get worse and worse the way they have to like get themselves out of this weird situation where it's not good movie IP anymore.
Yeah.
And because I believe like the Disney store and all that, they're really pushing, the X-Men as a team of mutants that are in a school.
That's right.
And that's nothing like this. So it does make you think they're going to be making those moves to go back to something like that.
We got about 2 or 3 more years before they really start making these movies, I would think. And I suspect then they got to put everything back inside the box. But I'm a fan of Storm. I've always liked that character. I'm with Uel, when she was naked hanging out in a greenhouse. That was great.
Sure.
I like how you led with that, Uel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, seriously. It's just, that was when she had, you kind of knew who she was. And, Claremont always goes back to the same phrases to explain these characters. So at any time you could read this. But she was cool when she was hanging with Forge, the other dudes that she's hung out with or whoever. I really love her relationship with Kitty, Mm-hmm. And I'm like looking at my lead figurines, and on the top it has Colossus and Kitty and Storm, and she had a really close relationship with Colossus also.
Yeah.
And you kind of forget. I mean, they've fucked Colossus up so many times. But these were like some of the things that were real about the characters, and they kind of have strayed away from them quite a bit.
I think, by the way, with these covers, can I put just 2 or 3 per screen? Well, not now. These all get before we start the show, but I can go back to just putting 3 on the screen to make them a little bigger and easier to watch for sure. I'm always trying to find that right balance between sending people through like 50 of these screens and putting all these together. I like Storm, and I feel like we're going backwards from Storm. They do point out, yes, Moira lets you go back in time, put everything back the way it was, but
yeah, what I was getting at is that they're putting themselves to the point where that's what has to happen instead of what most people do, and they don't take the character that far, so that way anyone can kind of then take the reins and reasonably get back on and keep it going.
It is a busy stream night, by the way, and thank you everybody for coming and joining us. We're trying to entertain you and just have a good time and drink after a crappy. I know a lot more people. When I first started doing this on Fridays, like very few people were doing streams, and now a bunch of people have picked this night, and I'm not sure why. Although some people are like, "Haha, we're going to steal your audience," and I'm like, "I don't make any money off of it, so go ahead." So
there you go.
If that's your business plan, then go for it.
That's right. But we will be talking about Warren Ellis in 15 minutes.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So,
and his penis. I mean, stuff about him. I don't know. Hey,
I'm so glad.
Marvel. So Marvel publishes this Star Trek comic, and it may be too small for your screen, but what's going on here is Spock is holding a garden gnome who is alive, and he's saying, "Interesting, Captain. It appears to be a gnome." And I'm assuming that's Kirk there going, but what is he so afraid of, Spock? And there's another gnome flying a bat with what looks like 2 ends of a mace attached to a chain.
Yeah. Like a bolo or something like that.
Yeah, like a little bolo. Yeah, there you go. That's what that's called. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, still better.
Those are okay. I like the DC Star Trek more.
Okay.
Although I think initially it was like Tom Sutton, I think. But later on Peter David. Those are the ones I like the most.
Yeah. The Ghost Rider thing, Death Race. Ghost Rider, this isn't the best Ghost Rider. He looks like a toy. Like it feels like the colorist they've dealt with things, flying bike there, and just said, fuck it, red. You're getting red. Yeah.
Yeah. I was never a Marvel 2-in-1 fan personally.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. You're either a Spider-Man guy or a Fantastic Four guy. Person, I should say.
Spider-Woman, Flying Tiger, sure. And here's Khazar and his dad.
All right, so that says Nightmare. I don't know if you all know that, but this issue 7. I think Brent Anderson. No, it was another cover that he did that he said was based off a Frazetta piece. But he was in my store letting me know about that. I'm like, I've had that thing for years, and I never knew that it said Nightmare in there. Cool.
Okay. Are you excited about the Khazar relaunch? Is that anything either of you are going to pick up?
Did he? So he died?
Yeah, he died in Empire. You might have missed it. But then Shayna resurrected him somehow with flowers, as I recall.
Oh, well, thank goodness. Yeah, he's going to have powers. I think it's going to probably be stupid, but I'll read it, I guess.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. I love these. So, like, I was reading the first issue of Khazar and recently, and God, it's so good and so wonderful, and so much happens within one issue, and I love that series so much. But it's very rarely when it's a good book, as far as I'm concerned.
How about Sword of the Atom fighting in the front yard? I think that, as I recall, this is number 1 in limited series. I always wonder, and I know there was a reason in the comic for this, but why didn't he just grow large again and stop being terrorized by a garden snake?
Wasn't he like? All right, so if I recall,
he
got Warren Ellis by his wife, and he was pretty withdrawn at that time and went into this like really small world.
He got Warren Ellis by his wife?
Yeah, she totally dumped him, and
okay.
he was like left hanging, and he didn't know what to do. He didn't have a website to make at the time. So instead he went like microscopic instead, and of course that's what you would do. You'd want to like withdraw and become a fantasy character.
Sure, you'd ride around on a frog. After Warren Ellis has been done with you, riding around on a frog is the right way to go.
Well, I would think it would help a lot of people.
Yeah.
If they could do that. But I mean, it's comic books, that's what you do.
Yeah, okay. There you have it. This is the wedding over here in Legion, right?
Yeah, I think so. What was that?
It is. Sorry.
Yeah. This is the nice way that the Warren Ellis situation could go. It didn't in Warren Ellis' situation, but it could go this way. I think this is where people wanted it to go, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But instead, it was more like Superman, Batman, where somebody gets strapped to a planet and then a giant punches you around.
Yes. Well, wasn't that I want to say that wasn't the David Anthony Kraft doing like a bunch of issues right around here and they were all kind of connected? It was almost like a 6-part story or something like that around here leading up to 300.
As I recall, they were done in one, but then they all connected too. It was like the stories. The stories didn't. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is the Moon Dancers, who were a massive threat that shook Superman and Batman to their core.
Yeah. A lot of things seem to shake those two to their core in that book.
That is true. Here's Daredevil, not the issue where they compared Frank Miller to Hitler, but still a good issue.
Yeah, I don't think it was still a little ways before people started really realizing that this Frank Miller dude was really good.
Yeah. He was at a Hitler level, you might say.
he was probably like at Mussolini at this time.
Okay, yeah. He was working his way up the evil world dictators.
Exactly. That's like topping out at my knowledge of anything. Although actually I'm doing something for Slaughterhouse 5 and I'm learning all about Dresden. Mm-hmm. Woo. That's quite a thing.
Yeah. They did that coin-operated boy song, right?
Yeah.
It's them. The band.
But right next to it, we've got the Purple Man. It was really the OG Warren Ellis.
Yeah, man. That's I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Be careful.
All of these covers are great in their
the
own
Purple
way.
Man is not getting a comic with Image.
They would give David Tennant a comic in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we know them.
If he was like, "Hey, Image, I'm minor celebrity David Tennant, and I demand a comic book because you care more about bit celebrities than actual people in comics," they would be like, "You're absolutely right. We'll get you a contract."
Yeah, you're not wrong there. But I think LK is correct. Maybe Star Fox is the original.
So that was a Dan Slott storyline. I don't know if anybody has read that.
Oh yeah, with She-Hulk. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that was good. Is it my imagination or is Dazzler? This was during her augmentation surgery time.
Well, chorus line was a thing. She took it literally.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, she seems to have run afoul of the colorist for Ghost Rider earlier.
Very, very much so.
Yeah. Why is she all red? I don't know. But there's Dragon Lord for Fantastic Four Annual number 16, which was this was actually a fun little story, if not a very weird looking Reed Richards.
Ditko is tough for in the 70s and 80s for people.
Yeah, there was some odd.
I can understand.
Yeah.
But there's elements of him in there, and that's what's cool.
Here's Batman fighting the mannequin in a story called Farewell, My Lovely, which is
I love that comic.
Yeah,
I think the mannequin is a fantastic villain. It's insane they haven't done more with her.
When was the last time we saw the mannequin?
Either that issue or the Batman issue that she was also in. That was the two-parter. That's it. That was her only appearance.
Yeah. In Batman and the Creeper, which is the Brave and the Bold, the Creeper. Well, no, I'm not going to make the joke again. You make it for yourselves. You all can do it. They're fighting Paper. So the villain here is Paper Chase, and this weirdo is bombarding us with paper.
Is that a Tatum and Neal reference? Is that what that is?
DC was weird during this time. Like they were giving you a lot of different things. Yeah. I mean, and it is kind of ironic that they're advertising there's more new pages in a comic where Paper is the villain. But
yes,
yeah,
even more paper.
That's exactly right. Yes, All-Star Squadron. And this is a classic. I like the Avengers have done this. The Justice League have done this. It's time to pick a new team. So they're going to get a bunch of their headshots from their agents, and then they're going to look at them on a table and pick some. I like this approach to picking a team. It's like we need to get their glossiest, nicest headshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great issue, by the way.
Yeah,
great stuff. I love All-Star Squadron.
You know, and the Warlord is about to well, anyway, yeah, something evil.
Yeah, wasn't that a Rich Buckler issue, or the cover is at least, right? And
it's absolutely a Rich Buckler issue. Yes.
Yeah, that was Roy Thomas, Rich Buckler. I think that was the book that ended that relationship.
Yes, it absolutely was. What happened to that relationship? We did a video on this. Can you tell us what happened there in a nutshell? Well, we want a controversy other than Warren Ellis. How about regale us?
In a nutshell, he got Rich Buckler got fired off that book, and then as he was late on it. I believe the story. He had been very upset when he found out they had gotten someone to replace him. And he had hired a couple of thugs to rough up the artist that replaced him.
Yeah. Wow. Comics is awesome.
It is.
Now that sounds like some offensive behavior.
Yes.
I like that in some weird way. I like the purity of, you have a beef with somebody in comics, and instead of going to Twitter and trying to get something started, you instead just go hire some goons to go over their apartment and beat them up. It seems way more straightforward.
That's how publishing was done back in the day.
Yeah, that's the comic industry we want.
Quickly turning into a Scorsese film.
These were some good comics here. We have Sergeant Fury and the Howling Defenders.
I am just now picturing Goodfellas, but they're all comic artists. Oh, you're gonna need those thumbs? I heard you got a deadline on Friday.
Why aren't you writing this comic?
We should do this comic.
You've got an idea. Let's get this comic made.
I don't know why I thought of this now, and the more I think about it, I think it's really great.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's let that be the fun thing we're doing next.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm also picturing at some point you could have the writers all band together and they go down an alley, and then from the opposite end of the alley, it's the artists, and they meet in the middle. And I made it lame. Anyway, there's John Byrne with the Secret Wars crossover. This is where they got shrunk down, isn't it? And then they went into the microverse, and the Psycho Master tortured them. Isn't that what's going on here?
I think you're right.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. Okay, I like that story.
No, it was good.
All right. Joe's busily banking away this idea. Yeah, Walt Simonson Thor. With this is Lorelli, isn't it? Or is this who was the girl that was
No,
all
I think you're right. Yeah. All that stuff was great.
Loki had convinced her to send him some nudes, and then he's got Thor on the ropes.
I really liked Thor back then. I don't know if other people have ever read Walt Simonson on Thor, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, he was all right on that.
Some people,
it was not bad. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
Psycho Man. Jesus, I'm drunk. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's not like Keith Pollard issues, with Roy Thomas or anything. Those were really good, like classic, or John Buscema. Yeah, please. But Walt Simonson, he was all right. He did it again.
Joe and I did a retrospective. I think it goes up in a day or two, and with the Thor. People think Thor. They think Walt Simonson is a great run, but we introduced you to a different run that is also great.
Wait, which run? It's not Thunderstrike.
No, not Thunderstrike.
Oh God, no! That's
what the fuck, Uel.
Oh man, I've been hearing a lot of people going back and saying, "Wow, man, that Thunderstrike's underrated." Yeah. They're talking about Darkhawk like it's a big deal too.
That's the drug stalking. Yes,
I'm on the drugs, and I don't know what they're talking about.
There you have it. Oh well, it'll be a fun thing. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Green Lantern. Guess who's back in town? It's a tattoo man.
Oh, tattoo man.
Yeah. Of all the tattoos, like I mean, you're gonna attack him with a giant pterodactyl. You'd think he'd get a tattoo of just like an instant death ray, but he always has crappy tattoos that do nothing. And I mean, I always pictured like the tattoo man, the tattoo man getting lame tattoos, like there's a dolphin jumping over a rainbow or something, an island trying to attack.
Well,
dude's getting tattoos from $5 Fridays. You know what I mean? Look at that.
Well,
it's stupid.
It's also you also got a backup there, I guess, with known genocidal maniac Adam Strange.
Yeah, that's right. Do you think? Well, and they're also recommending you see the film Superman 2, but where Superman learns that he has forget-me-now powers with his kisses.
Dude, yeah.
Powerful.
Now, if only.
that's the power that Ellis needed. That's
a lot farther in comics.
Yeah.
If you're really hypnotizing people, how are they telling people about it?
People forget it was a very strange. Superman really is arching that back on that second cover. I mean, yeah. Where is his organs in this pose? I don't see it. Superman had the kiss to forget power in the second film was creepy and weird, but in the fourth film, we kind of get the sense that Superman's been using that power a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
Superman was absolutely having a lot of sex with Lois. Anyway, yeah.
Well, he's Superman, but he's still, only a man.
Yes.
He can only.
Yes. Is Paul Pope making comics again? I know he's on a project right now that I can't talk about, but I know he is doing some comics right now. Is there anything else, Joe, that he's on that you know?
I don't know. I think I know about the same project from someone else.
Okay. There you go. We're talking to different insiders.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true.
There you have it.
I know he's done covers recently.
Yeah. Now he has an actual comic that he's working on.
Wow. Not from First Second, I'm assuming.
I don't think so.
I don't think it will be out anytime soon. He is a very speedy artist, though. Yeah. And then here is Dial H for Hero and some people getting frozen up. People are in this time period were always getting completely frozen in ice. And I would think that when that ice melted, their skin would just peel right off. They never dealt with that in the comic, though.
Not really. Not really at all.
That's how I lose all my audience. Yeah. All right. How about, I think this is kind of our last little batch here, but we got some Kirby stuff on this page.
And the other great during that time, Infantino.
Yes.
Well, not during that time, actually. During when they were both great, I should say.
Here's Devil Dinosaur when he was paired up with an adult.
I've never read that before in my life.
Devil Dinosaur?
Ever.
Oh, come on.
It's okay. I've only read one issue of Nova also.
Jesus, you what?
Or how'd you even get comics?
How did I? It's that Spider-Man right there is the greatest comic I've ever read in my life. How dare you?
I like that he's pierced to be shooting flame out of his forehead.
Oh yeah.
Well, what I think is great is that he recently got hired again. We haven't seen him in a long time to be on that new Netflix show.
God damn it, Joe.
I want that costume so bad. Sorry, Jill. All right. If that shows up, it wasn't me, I swear.
It's probably too hard to tell with it being very small on the screen, but the Black Panther, this cover here, which is an awesome little Kirby cover, they've drawn him. The eyes are open. Black Panther does look like he is thinking he's probably fucked.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's concerned.
Yeah, I see a picture like that, and I know exactly what Keith Giffen was going for all his life.
That's right. How many times did Nova? How many times did Dick stop being Nova or reveal his identity? Like it seemed like that was like Tony's alcoholism. They were always going to like Richard Rider was always having problems. Like that. I don't know.
I can't.
You never read it. So
speak on it. I only read that one really bad Spider-Man crossover issue.
Yeah.
Was that Marv Wolfman back in the day? I forget.
Not on this issue, I don't think.
No, probably not by this time.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Devil Dinosaur was always like, it looked cool, but it just, I don't know. It just never interested me.
And why didn't you use that Nova cover for intentional or unintentional?
I probably should have. Yeah.
Next week.
Next time. Yeah.
There you go.
We'll just recycle this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think we've got to the end of the stream, but I mean, so after a long stream of nonsense, long stream, but a long week, what are you hoping for next week, Joe and Uel? What are you hoping next week brings us?
Oh God, can it just bring us nothing? That sounds great. Nothing. Let's do that, because that would be better than what could potentially happen if something happened.
Well, predict it. So the Warren Ellis situation, where does it go from here? We did a video, but now that video is irrelevant. So what do you think the next step is?
I don't know. I don't know if this then means that there's going to be a little more happening before this settles down. Like maybe there is more of a push against Brandon Graham and, Rock Up Church and maybe a couple of other people. I don't think it goes beyond a couple more people, tops.
For now or ever?
For now, until something happens that sparks another big thing. But that could be anytime. That could be in a month. That could be in a year. That could be in 2 years.
Yeah.
But I think these things usually have enough momentum to do maybe affect one or two other people's work at a place like Image, and that's probably it.
Okay. Do you think? I say this hopefully, this conversation that's now going to occur with Warren Ellis and the group, that's going to be private, right? Like they're you hope, like, for the love of God, don't live stream that shit.
Oh no, do it. We need the ratings.
Uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, do it on Perch's channel.
Yeah,
no, don't do it here.
It's called a EFAPing. Well, EFAP wherever they air it. It'd be great.
No,
I just hope it kind of now that can be dealt with somewhere else, and maybe we can have something else.
Yeah, no, I definitely was feeling a little bit of that today, where it was like some of this stuff I don't have to know, right? Like some of that could be personal to them and they can work it out.
Unfortunately, I mean, the tenor of it, especially today, felt like this is going to be reported on and there's going to be conversations and people are going to want to write. Heidi will write some more articles and Bleeding Cool cover it. And like, ugh.
Yeah, but now people are saying that they don't have any respect for image before that they, like they had all that,
They do now, or they don't anymore.
Or they don't, who was buying what and when, They're still throwing other people under the bus while they talk about somebody else slyly, and stuff like that.
Well, throw your questions in here as we wrap this one up, but we'll answer anything. I have not been on a live stream with Professor Geek. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure Professor Geek is awesome. I don't say that sarcastically. I don't know who anyone is. You guys should know this by now. I don't pay attention to anything.
It's good to just never admit anyone is good, because that will only hurt you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this person is terrible then.
Terrible or neutral at best.
Neutral. I'm sure everybody's great. See, that gets me in trouble.
I think it's like an eating thing, right, Professor Geek?
I think so.
Eating like heads off things.
People ask me all the time, like, "Hey, you should be on this guy's stream, or you should be on this person's stream," and I'm like, "Don't you realize I'm a nobody?"
Oh no, you're somebody.
What
are these boxes? I'm so excited to find out.
Yeah,
is this the time? Are we going to really find out?
Next week, I think we're going to find out what's in the box.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Bummer. It's a tease.
I really want to do your promotional campaigns. I want to really do the voiceover bullshit.
Yeah. I will say this is fun, and if you've been supporting the channel, you're the reason why these boxes all are here. So there you go.
I am going to be on Thinking Critical tomorrow. I got suckered into that too. Yes.
Yeah, I think I am too. Joe, are you there too?
I'm not. There's actually a comic signing happening not too far away. Riley Brown's going to be signing at cool. Fourth World tomorrow at noon. So
go trick Riley Brown into talking to us.
That's the plan. I'm going to trick Riley Brown. I've known him for years. So if he doesn't, it'll be a personal insult to me. So.
There you go. Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Inside the box, purchase giant size man thing. Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
It's still the greatest comic cover ever. Giant size man thing.
What's the path forward for an up and coming creator? I don't think it's social media. I think Instagram is probably a good idea, but I think increasingly social media is just a bad plan unless you can go in like super disciplined, use it as a marketing strategy. Like I met somebody yesterday who was planning to do stuff on social media, but never interact directly with the tool. They were going to use one of these third-party products where you could make the tweets and then schedule them out, and then it would post to Twitter for you at different times. And they were going to do it all that way. And they thought, if I do it that way, I'll never get into any drama because I just never open Twitter. And I thought that was clever. Yeah.
No, that's something. I still think no matter what, just getting stuff out there is definitely going to be part of the path forward. Even if you're just, putting it on Instagram or making a comic and putting it on places like Line Webtoon, self-publishing, crowdfunding and stuff like that, to just have something to get people's attention, because they tend to, it's that or be, like J.J. Abrams' kid.
Yeah. You could do that.
Yeah. If you could do that, if you have some sort of like celebrity status, or another way that's going to be good for up and coming creators, if you're successful in literally any other field, comics will bend over backwards to put you on a book. So
God, I hate you for saying that, but it's something I've been saying for a long time also. You've seen the companies just let anybody come in and deal with their stuff. They would never have let Peter David do to Hulk what they may have let, I use him as an example, like a JMS. He's not even the worst these days, comparatively.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's insane.
I'm always happy to come and support other channels if somebody wants me to come by and kill your audience. I'm happy to do that. The next 2 weeks are going to be a little tough with a lot of activities. Part of what is this stuff in the box. By the way, here's the thing: these boxes look like they're kind of beat up, but the quality of what was in the box was perfect. And the reason why is the people packing them braced it and put things around it, and like it's not that hard to actually ship things without them getting all destroyed. Diamond, you can do this. But good stuff. But I hope this is a relatively small thing. I think it'll be fun, and it's not exactly what you probably are thinking, but it is along those lines, and you'll have fun.
Yeah. No, I just thought that Gwyneth Paltrow was small enough to fit in one box.
Yes. What's funny is the boxes came like they're coming on different days for no apparent reason, and so now there's 20 boxes. Good time. Lots of boxes. But I think this is a little bit fun, and yeah, it'll be interesting to launch a comic book with the comic book already printed and on the desk. So
there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, what other questions do we have? We have some other things right here. Right? How do we find
as far as like, breaking in, as far as like a store is concerned, if you can that crowdfunding thing doesn't have to be like, it only has to be able to print up the comic books, a certain amount. I mean, I'm assuming it's around $2,000-$3,000 to do, a pretty cheap printing of a few thousand. And you just need the Kickstart to go out there or Kickstart crowdfund to go out there so that you can go and peddle that stuff out there on your own. If you live in an area where there's multiple comic stores, you've got a lot of avenues. And not only that, but it's kind of like, I remember, when you want to break into writing, you read books that talk about it and stuff like that. And if you have a mystery novel and maybe it's set in a vineyard, you might want to start selling those books where wine is sold, that type of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. And those are things, I don't know what your comic is about, but it doesn't just have to be in a comic store. Or do you have a local convenience store where they might be able to put something? And you gotta hustle. And there's people that are out there that will hustle for you also. And check them out. There's a lot of other companies too.
Yes, yeah. I think being creative, that's a good suggestion though, because and I think you'll hear more about it next week, probably. But I mean, you can take comics, you can break in, and if you think about it differently, you can align your product to maybe something more specific. So right now, for example, somebody asked, what was the last crowdfunded book? I generally support about everything. So like if anyone would ever want to compare notes, they would immediately be able to dox me, I guess. But I helped Joe out for Deadbeats 2, which Joe has going on right now. Sean Murphy just delivered the digital copy for Plot Holes this week. So I mean, there's always I support about everything. Kickstarter, Indiegogo. I'm curious to see stuff come out, and I'm always interested to give somebody a try. And usually it's a good thing. So
yeah, I supported my buddy Marco Stack's book recently. He had 2 or 3 Kickstarters in the last year, so I've supported those. The John Sable Absolute Edition size thing that they're working on, I backed that. I backed my buddy Mark Bouchard had a book, and there's a few other things too. I'm trying to think, but some of them you're just waiting a while, and that's how it happens. But yeah,
I do support everyone for sure, and I don't care if it's Kickstarter, Indiegogo. I think people have made that too extreme. There's financial reasons and business reasons why they're both viable depending on your style, and good people who are putting out comics should go with the one that's going to fit them the most and not get too hung up about the rest of that bullshit. Liam Sharp, I supported that one, and he was at the con last Sunday and got a chance to hang out with him a little bit. And who was the channel? I told you, Joe, there was somebody who was YouTube's. Oh, it was Comics with Bueller.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there live streaming, and I was staring at him and talking to Chris Claremont, and that was fun.
Yes.
And then I went over there. I'm like, I'm Perch, and he didn't know who I was. So. Yeah,
amazing.
It's amazing the things that happen there. But yes, what's my page rate for art? I mean, nothing at the moment. So anyway, well, let's talk about this stuff next week. It's all fun. Joe and Uel, thank you for joining tonight.
Yeah.
It is hot as hell here in Seattle. I'm just going to need to drink a lot more beer.
There you go. Good idea.
But I hope everybody is having a good weekend, and I'm with you guys. I just want next week to not be as stupid as this week.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So let's all get it out of our system tomorrow on Thinking Critical.
Yeah.
And then never speak of it again.
There you go. That's the plan. So yeah, hop on over in the morning. You can see at least you and I on Wes's channel while Joe goes and secures another interview. I know we do have some interviews coming up. I think we're trying to nail down a time with Claremont, with Peter David, and with Jim Starlin and some other pretty cool names.
That's all gonna be good.
Yeah, some really good people, and so there were some really class. At that con, I will say let's see, how do I say this is not a backhanded compliment to somebody else? A lot of the older creators were really all class and taking a lot of opportunity to chat with people, and it was a really good time with a lot of these guys, and it was great to see. Some of the younger creators were dicks, but the older creators.
Do you feel like the older creators have? I mean, is it different, or if it is different, have they changed their perspective? Maybe having aged.
I don't know. Some of these guys, like I know Peter David has a mixed reputation depending on who you're talking to, but he was very friendly, very nice. But it was kind of funny because he was at his table and he had a tablet with him, and he was watching Avengers Endgame like the entire day, and he would talk to people and have good conversations, but then he had Endgame. He was just watching Endgame over and over again, and I don't know what was. I don't know why. I said, like, how many times do you watch it? He's like, hundreds of times. I'm like,
he really likes Endgame, huh?
He was really into it. But he has good memories. He went to, I think, the premiere, and so he's surrounded by other comic legends, and so he was. I think that.
Yeah, I was at that one too with Peter.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, Joe.
Maybe that's the reason why he likes it.
Rubbing elbows, fancy people.
He's like, Joe Corallo was there, and so was I.
What was it? I was at the Infinity. I think it's the Infinity War one as well, and I was wearing my strong female protagonist T-shirt, and Peter David just looks at me and goes, "Why are you wearing that shirt?" And I was like, "Who doesn't love a strong female protagonist?" And he looked at me and was like, "No, you're right. You're right."
Here, I'll tell you. This will be a funny story to kind of Jerry Ordway. So I bought quite a bit of art from him. He had a bunch of really nice pieces there. So I'm buying art, and I think he was getting very Ordway was getting very excited because I think that the number is adding up. And so I'm getting this art out, and he's getting very excited, and I'm getting ready to buy it. And he's, the transaction is happening, and we're chatting, and my kids come up. My kids are 7 and 10. And so they both come up and they're like, "What are you doing over here?" And they had broken out of any kind of shyness at the con. And at that point, we're just kind of yelling and saying funny things to the creators. And my older daughter looks at the art and she's like, "Oh, you're buying us coloring pages." And my younger daughter, the 7-year-old's like, "I'm going to color that right away." And all the color drains out of Ordway's face. And like Starlin was next to him and Rick Leonardi was on the other side. And all three of them are looking at me like, "What the fuck?
You're a monster."
Yeah, it was, I'm like, I'm not going to let them color it. And my daughter's like, "Yes, you are. You always let us color these." And I'm like, "Hey, I see. I am drunk." Like,
do you put them up to doing this? Is this a shtick of yours with your daughters?
I'm telling this story shitty. It was Jurgens, not Ordway. Yes, Dan Jurgens. What's wrong with me? Fuck. Yes, that's embarrassing. Absolutely. Okay, there you go. So anyway, but it was difficult. I'm pretty sure that Rick Leonardi was convinced at the end that I was actually going to color and ruin these pages. Like I never won him back over. He was like, because I got him to do the commission of Cloak and Dagger, and like he hands it over to me like, "You asshole," and I paid him, but I think he was pretty sure that anyway. So, and then I asked my wife, "Can you take the kids to the car and I'll finish up with the rest of this stuff because I'm going to go down down the road here, and there's some other creators I think that would have taken that joke even worse. So anyway, there you have it. So that was a story that I fucked up, but it was still funny, and you could picture these people being horrified. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you Joe and Uel for doing this, and yeah, everybody have a great week, and thanks for supporting the channel. Again, your support for the channel is why there's all these boxes. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Buy some comics.
Bye, comics.